Welcome to People Doing Good for Others. Welcome to People Doing Good for Others, where we praise and honor and celebrate the lives of those who are truly making significant differences in our communities. I'm Gary York, and I'm grateful to be with you today. I want to thank Wilkes Communications and RiverStreet Productions and 100.9 WIFM for this opportunity. Our most special guest today is Matthew Greene. He's the lead animal science instructor at Wilkes Community College. He started his career after graduating from North Carolina State at East Wilkes High School. He's a family man here and a wonderful advocate. He's going to tell us a lot about public speaking, his experience with FFA, and now this wonderful, challenging career at Wilkes Community College. And good morning to you, my friend.
Good morning.
I'm glad you're here.
Glad to be here. Thank you for having me.
Matthew, tell us a little bit about your life in high school and your calling to teach and how things have worked in your life.
Well, I began what I would say my career in high school. It's where I decided this is what I wanted to do, the education and support of agriculture. And that began through my high school agricultural education program through the FFA at Crest High School. I had two wonderful teachers, a husband and wife team there, Mr. and Miss Harris. They are still there, and they saw something in me that I didn't know was there at the time. They worked with me, helped me with my leadership skills, my public speaking abilities, my passion for agriculture, and really gave me the foundation for what led me to where I am now, and helped me decide to go to NC State to major in ag education. Without them, I don't know where I would be as far as my career is concerned.
Help us with your family, your immediate family, and where you live.
Well, we live in Elkin. We're still in Wilkes County, but we're on the Elkin side of the county. We built a house there, I guess it's been close to 4 years now since we've built there. I have a beautiful wife, Lauren, who I met through the FFA in high school, and later became husband and wife in 2012. We have a son, two sons, John Luke and Noah. John Luke is 5 and fixing to start school here in the county in the kindergarten, and my other son, Noah, is, I guess, 19 months now. And we have been blessed, and we have a third on the way.
All right. Matthew Greene, the opportunity to come to East Wilkes straight out of North Carolina State, how did that happen?
Well, my wife and I we're convinced we were led here. We searched for careers for her job and mine back at our local counties where we were from, and we couldn't find a career that really suited us. There wasn't any openings, and what we did find really didn't match our talents. And we were starting to get a little worried because we thought, what are we going to do? We're graduating, we're engaged, we're going to have no money, what are we going to do? And the opportunity opened up. We both got an email from somebody in Wilkes County, I'd say about within a week of each other, about career opportunities for both of us. She being a poultry science graduate from NC State and me being in ag education, she wanted to go in the poultry industry. And there was an opportunity for her to start her career at Tyson Foods, and there was an opening for an ag teacher at East Wilkes High School. And we thought long and hard about this. We said, well, neither of our families are there. And we got to looking, and we still look back at home, and we realized God's leading us here. Whether we're ready for it or not, there's a reason we're being called to Wilkes County. And that is something that has stuck with us forever. We're very big on going where God's calling is. Wow. And trying to discern that call. And that's why we're here now. That's why we got to Wilkes County. There was a call for us to come, and we followed. And as scary as that might have been, leaving both our families in a place we knew, we have been more than blessed. And I can definitely see why we are here now. It's just a wonderful place to be in an awesome community.
Good. The essence of FFA and the backbone, the leadership, how that can contribute to the the growth of youngsters and gaining confidence. Tell us about that experience, if you will, Matthew.
Well, FFA began with me in high school, and it was 2004 when I started at my first ag class. And my first contest was the poultry evaluation contest. And one of the things about that contest that helped me the most and was the most terrifying was public speaking. I'm sure you can tell, and the viewers can tell, I do talk a little different. I'm a little bit faster in my speech, and occasionally I get a little stutter with it. Now in high school, this was worse. I mumbled. It was very hard to understand me. And one part of that contest was to give oral reasons, to speak to a judge and tell them what you saw. And you were graded based on your ability to convey what it is you saw in the room with the birds. That was difficult. But my teachers were patient, and they worked with me on this. And this is what started my eye-opening of why FFA is important and what it can do and what it did for me. And through that, I learned public speaking skills. I learned how to speak a little bit better, different techniques through the classes. And that all culminated with a final contest of mine when I was going into my senior year. I competed at the state level in the extemporaneous public speaking contest. Now, that contest is designed in a way that you're given 30 minutes after you're given a topic. You draw a topic off the table. You don't know what you're getting. And you have 30 minutes to prepare and then give a 4 to 6 minute speech to a set of judges. And to a person who doesn't speak well, and a person who's, at the time, very shy about being in front of others, that was terrifying. But that's what drew me to it. The fact that I could do this and I can learn to get better. And it's a skill that has stuck with me, constantly working on it, constantly evolving. I'll never say that I am a master public speaker, but I was fortunate in that contest to do well at the regional level and compete at the state level. And in that year, I was blessed to win first place.
The state champion?
Yes.
Wow. And
I remember my advisor's expression when he found out that I was the first. He just kind of said he was surprised, and it was just a overwhelming gratitude for what they've done for me and how that has changed my life.
So Matthew Greene, you came from lacking confidence, lacking skills, overcoming a challenge to rise to the top. That's amazing.
It was an amazing experience. It was one of the most terrifying things I've done.
Terrifying.
for a young boy in high school. I was 17 at the time, and I'll never forget that experience, but it made a difference for me.
Wow. That's a tremendous growth in overcoming a lot of challenges. Now this calling to Wilkes Community College, let's go there if you will.
Okay. Well, as I mentioned before, I felt the call to come to Wilkes County, to East Wilkes High School, and I truly enjoyed my time. I love the school, the program, the faculty and staff, and the students. Most of all, the students. We had wonderful people at East Wilkes High School. But at the very beginning of the summer, an opportunity opened at the community college in the animal science program, and again started feeling that nudge and push, if you will. And I started to explore this opportunity in this career and felt that this was where I needed to go next, to be able to impact more students on a greater scale and to help further advance the animal science industry in Wilkes County and the agricultural industry as a whole. A lot of prayer went into that to get to where we are, and then talking to a lot of mentors, a lot of friends and colleagues about what it is I would need to be doing different and what I need to do to be more prepared for that. And through that, I decided to apply and interview, and I was fortunate enough to be selected to lead the program, and I look forward to the opportunity to do that. I'm in my third week now, and actually started with classes last Thursday, so we're busy with that, but it is a new experience and so far a blessing.
Wow. Now, animal science, just for us who need a little education, just tell us about what will be involved in this program.
So the students here, the program is 4 years old. The students will be getting an associate's degree, if they choose, in animal science or poultry management. The courses we teach range from beef production, poultry production, swine, sheep and goat, equine, animal health, animal care, agricultural maintenance, agricultural machining, things like that. all the things necessary to, one, either run a good farm or farming enterprise, if you will, or to go further into industry, to work for local businesses in the area that support the industry and that are needing these employees. Agriculture is the number one employer in this county, and this is a huge need. We have students ranging from 12 counties around us.
Wow.
All coming into our program. We offer multiple certificates, 2 diplomas, and 2 associate's degrees within the animal science program, and we're looking to continue to grow. We have been blessed with numbers. We have now, my latest count, we're well over 100 students who are involved in the program, both in the high school setting and in the college campus itself. And our next place we see growth would be by adding a beef management degree as well.
Okay.
So we're constantly looking to serve the community and what the demand is, and we're following that.
Now, you shared the western part of the state, and you even have one young lady who's driving an hour and a half to get here each day for her classes. Some of that, if you will.
Yeah, there's no program like this on this side of the state. There are 4 animal science programs across the state within the community college system, and 3 of the 4 are all east of 95, and they've got that in pretty well covered, but there's nothing for students on this half of the state. So by being out here, we are uniquely placed in an area that has a need and that doesn't have the ability. You know, it's harder and harder to get into the 4-year institutions and these programs, and these students who are craving a career in agriculture, whether it be horticulture or animal science, Wilkes Community College is available to fit that need. And we have one coming from Stokes County. I believe she said it was an hour and a half to hour and 45-minute drive every day.
It is.
But she's so passionate about the program, this is what she wants to do.
Right.
And we are happy to be able to fill that need.
So you're really also a college recruiter and an advocate of growing a wonderful idea and tremendous potential here at Wilkes Community College. Mm-hmm. So you're selling all the time.
Yes.
Yep.
We constantly want to show what we're doing and the benefits of it and what it does for our students. And you know, I've got countless students who are getting careers in the industry who are coming out able to support their family by their age of 20, 21 years old, which is phenomenal. You know, in a county that has a need in the area, I mean, we are surrounded by integrators. Yep. They're just craving qualified and educated employees, and we are able to fit that. And we're just very fortunate to do that.
You also shared the idea about a seminar class and vans, and how does that work?
That's actually a class I'm going to next.
Okay.
We'll be, one of the program benefits is we can show students the farms around the area and the different industry aspects. And the class is based around travel. We'll have a couple times on campus, but the rest of the time is based on touring. And we're going to begin our semester by touring the NCDA research stations in the area, Upper Mountain Research Station and the Piedmont Research Station. And then after that, my hope is to start going to places that students are interested in. My goal today in class is to start with a clean whiteboard and to ask, what are your career interests? What are you wanting to do? And as they tell me their different professions they're interested in, then that gives me ideas as to where to take these students so they can see their future careers and to bring in guest speakers that match accordingly. So this course is completely designed to give students a real world experience in the industry and to see what is out there.
Wow. We also talked about a creed contest. I wanted to make sure we visit that, if you will, right now.
Yeah. So when I was at the high school, one of the most exciting contests we got to work on was the FFA Creed. It's a 5-paragraph statement of beliefs for the FFA program, and it's a statement that every freshman student must learn in agriculture education classes across the state, across the country. This has always been the norm since it was written in 1930. And all of my students learned it. They learned it by a paragraph at a time as we went through the first couple weeks of school to help them understand the FFA and why it is we do what we do and the belief structure that follows. With that, students that excel in the presentation of this are then trained to present this at a contest. And I've been fortunate to work with several students who have really been passionate about the Creed and learning this, and they'll compete at the regional contest and the state contest, and if they are lucky enough to advance to the nationals, they would compete at the national contest. And the whole purpose is to be able to share with someone what the FFA does, what agricultural education does, and why it is important to them.
Yeah.
And it's a very neat statement. If you get a chance to look it up, I encourage you to do so. It's very well written. You know, it's a very 1930s English, you know, and it's not changed much over time.
Right.
But it's one of the things that all freshman ag students do learn when they are in high school.
As you teach public speaking, I'm sure you'll be doing some of that at the college. You said there were an introduction, a body, and a close to a great speech. Will you share that with us?
So the way I've always been trained, the way I teach public speaking is to first, you know, at the very beginning you find your content, what it is you want to do. But the format of the speech boils down into an introduction, a body, and a conclusion. The introduction to grab the focus of the person that you're trying to speak to.
Is that like an impact, that first few moments to draw the attention of the listener?
Yes, you want to get that crowd focused in on you. Whether it be a crowd or one person, you want to be able to, the very first few lines is to make them interested in what you're saying and to keep listening. A lot of times our content's kind of hard to convey sometimes. That introduction is to be able to get them in, to make them want to listen. If a person is interested, they're going to hear what you have to say. So introduction to get their attention and focus. The body of the speech, which is where your content goes. A lot of people say 3 parts, and it's the same as writing a paper. But for speaking, you write a little differently. You write the way you would speak. You don't write necessarily perfect grammar because you're speaking this, not reciting it, not putting it in a book or a novel. So you get your points, you put them in a way that's going to be informational, but still something they can focus on during the meat. They call it the meat of the speech.
Okay. All right.
And then to wrap up, we have the conclusion, and that's the ending of it, and that is where you point out your main points from the body, and then the introduction. If you can tie it all together at the end, and this is the point in which you do 2 things. One, you share the information for informational purposes, or persuasion. If you're doing something that's trying to get a group to do something or act something, call to action. This is where your call to action goes into play. And those 3 parts, if you can do that in a speech or anything really in public speaking, whether it be an interview or a speech, this will suit you well.
Okay, wow. We're going to have a new initiative called a Career Coach, sponsored by Wilkes Community College and all of our high schools. How's that going to work?
So the community college has seen the need that students need help navigating their career paths. You know, we come in freshman year and we're really pushing students in 9th grade to decide what it is they want to do and take classes to prepare for that. But one of the things we found is that it's hard to keep students on track, and there's not enough adults helping with this. So the college saw this need and saw fit to work on adding a career coach at each of the 4 high schools in the county and our other service areas, so one at Allegheny and one at Ashe as well.
Wow.
And the purpose of these adults and mentors is to, one, know what industry is needing. They're going to be out in the community seeing what kind of employees are you looking for, what do you need. And the second is to work with the student one-on-one and say, oh, you want to be a vet. Okay, well, good. Let's make sure we get you in the right courses. Or you want to work for Tyson one day. Well, let's make sure we get you in the animal science program here. Or you want to be a landscaper. Let's get you in the horticulture program. You want to be a welder. Let's make sure you take the welding classes that the high school has to offer. They're the kind of guide that will keep with them over their time in high school to help get them into the right path for their future and their future careers.
That starts with identifying a career that has significant interest for the youngster, and then kind of help him with a direction, or her with a direction to get there.
Direction's one of the biggest things. I think, you know, a lot of students struggle with knowing, where do I go? What do I do? How do I do this? They might know what they're interested in, but the path to get there is always hard to navigate, and these are where the career coaches will excel. They'll be able to come in and work with the students' passions, work with the community needs, and help bridge those 2 together into a program and a path that works for the student and the career.
And we've talked about a career promise. Share that concept with us.
College and career promise. That is done in the high schools. So Wilkes County and the surrounding counties have been ahead of the curve, I would say, in this program. We have our instructors at all the high schools teaching different courses depending on the need and what the interest is. We have instructors teaching welding classes, automotive classes, construction courses, machining, animal science, horticulture. I've got an instructor at each of the 4 high schools in the county and on the campus of Allegheny right now that teach animal science to high school students and the college level. So through this, students are able to take a college course the same as it would be with me on campus here at the main campus at their local high school. Within their current schedule, they take it as a class. And they get high school credit, a high school grade automatically, and they get college credit. And the benefit to this is the courses are a lot cheaper. You know, the students are able to take these courses as a high school student for $20 per class.
Wow.
And they get college credit, high school credit, and it gets them one step closer to their career. We can have students coming out of high school that only lack a year of college left to get their associates. Some of them are coming out with only 6 months worth of educational courses left at the campus to get their degrees. Many come out with diplomas already in hand or certificates. So we're able to award these things to students before they ever graduate, so they are one step closer to their career.
So Matthew Greene, a youngster entering the 9th grade, he would have that type of information, that some counseling to go with him to tell him what he can be at the end of a high school career?
Yes, the career coaches would work with that student as they come in to help set them up. The first 2 years of high school, that we can't do the CCP courses. This is for them to get their basics done at the high school and to really focus on their Englishes and maths
Okay,
and all that.
all right.
But they can begin taking the Career and College Promise courses their junior and senior years.
Yep.
So several courses actually articulate. There are a couple classes that they can take in the high school. If they do well, the college will give them credit on the college level as well. And if they do that their freshman and sophomore year, they get credit ahead of the time. And then by the time they hit junior year, they know where they're going, they know their path, and then what they have to take. So we can help that student freshman year start making wise decisions that help them for getting into courses they want their senior year.
Matthew, when I want to revisit the animal science programs now, career opportunities with those degrees. Will some of it be the poultry farm, the guy who owns the farm? What were the opportunities with that degree that maybe we don't have today, but we're going to have? Let's talk about that.
Well, this program is going to help supply the market that is needed for
Okay.
careers. I know if you we have several students that do intend to go back to the family farm, whether it be dairy, poultry, or beef.
Okay.
A lot of them are a combination. They have multiple different programs at their farm. So we have, I'd say about a third of our students plan to do that. They want this education to be able to have information to go back to their farm to bring it into the future, because they're going to inherit it a lot of the times. The other half of the group, I would say, is really focused on getting a job, getting a career in the industry. And with places like Tyson in Wilkes County and their support, we're able to help get programs, students in a program that will have them a career in that industry when they get out. The poultry industry is huge in this area.
Right.
And several students hope to either build a farm, go back to the family farm and keep it going into the future. Several want to work for the industry. Several want to start their new businesses, doing local meats, local produce, those very niche market things that will provide a farmer's market with vendors and things like that.
Yeah.
So we've got all kinds of students that are in there. Equine therapy, we've got several students who are interested in going further into the equine industry once they get out of our program and working with stables and boarding horses and different things like that. The students, the opportunities are endless, and we give them that foundation and help them get started, and then they will continue that and build that career they're looking for, whether it be on the farm or in the industry.
Matthew, as I hear this morning, we're talking about being an advocate, an ambassador. Your role not only with students in the classroom, but there are going to be thousands of hours of time where people will come to you and want to know about this or that. And so you having this great knowledge, then you're going to be a salesperson for the strengths of Wilkes Community College at the same time you'd be in the classroom. Just give us a little bit more of that, if you will.
Well, thank you for the compliment on that. I would nowhere call myself an expert. I know a little bit about a lot of things, I guess would be the best way to put that, but the resources that we have are what make the program great. We have access to experts in all the areas. If a student wants to take something from my program and blend it to something else, they can. We can work with them on that. We really want to focus on advocating for the industry. That's one of the things I teach. in my classes, because if the farmer and the local agricultural industry is not advocating for themselves, most of the society is so removed from a farm that they do not know what's going on anymore. And this is a program, and this advocacy part of it allows us to help show whoever the non-farm people of society now what it is we're doing, the importance of animal agriculture, and what having chicken houses is important for us, keeping our food on the table, keeping our markets filled with an abundant supply of food, which we're very fortunate to do that. And if we're not advocating on that, educating the public about what it is we're doing, then we're missing that. And it's important that everyone know where their food comes from.
We also talked about being a community partner. How about expand on that idea a little bit?
Well, we work with different entities within the county, working with Extension and 4-H and different programs on that. We work with the young farmers and ranchers with different programs they're doing. We attend meetings with the Cattlemen's Association, and we're constantly working to make sure that we're all working together. We have different advisory boards to help ensure that the agricultural industry and education aspect for Wilkes County is in the same direction. If the farmers need this, the community needs this, that we're all moving the same direction. So I work very closely with different leaders from different organizations within the county to make sure we're all fitting the need that is here.
So we are a tremendous opportunity. Wilkes Community College is going to expand, and if there's a need, we'll find a way to bring it to the youngster or to the adult.
Yes.
What's an ag club?
The club, we do have clubs here on campus. We have an animal science club, and these students are in our program, if they want more from just the classes, they want to be able to have that social aspect, the networking part, and the community service. That's what the club does. And we work with the 3rd grade ag day at the extension office. We go to the fair and different events like that to help with education to the general public. And that's what the club is doing, along with their own networking for each other, so that when they leave this college, they then have friends that they have made here that they can go back to in the future.
I guess your basic outreach, if it will be about poultry science. Mm-hmm. Tell us why that's your number one desire or need to be able to give a tremendous push in that area.
Well, the poultry industry in this area is huge. There's a need for more employees, a need for advocacy, a need for training. We've been fortunate to partner with Tyson Foods, and they sponsored the Tyson Lab here on campus. And with that sponsorship, we now have a mini scale version of a chicken house here on campus, the way the industry would do it now. With all the equipment and modern technology that you would see in a new house, a new build, we have it here. So students will get the chance to grow a flock of birds and see that process from beginning to end, to learn about biosecurity, animal health, and all the aspects about growing and owning your own farm, so that if they choose to do so, they at least know what they're getting into when they get there. And Tyson's been great about supporting that, and we will actually bring in our first flock of birds to this fall. And poultry to me it's one of my favorite aspects to talk about. I really enjoy speaking on it and teaching on it, and more than anything, there's a huge need. Between all the farms around us, I mean, you can't go a mile without seeing a chicken house.
And I want to thank Wilkes Communications and RiverStreet Productions, 100.9 WIFM, and you're just a shining star here. I'm just very grateful for your sense of gratitude for your calling, and you're answering a high call in public education and college. So tell us about how your career is so involved today with Wilkes, and how grateful you are to have the Wilkes Community College experience.
Well, with no doubt, I am blessed beyond measure to be able to be here and do what I do. This is something that I have been led to do as far as the agricultural education part of it. I've always felt a call to be an advocate for agriculture and for animal science and for what it is we do, to share knowledge that I have gained through my experience, and to be able to continue learning myself. I could not be more blessed than to have been a part of Wilkes County Schools at East Wilkes High School, and now to be a part of Wilkes Community College, and to continue the chance to work with young minds to help build our future in this community.
Matthew Greene, what an exciting day for our program, and just know that not only are you giving and sharing and caring, you're bringing us a great blessing. And I'm just so grateful that we connected, and I hope you'll come back again.
Thank you for having me.
Thank
I
you
really
very
enjoyed
much.
it.
Matthew Greene.